Hi, I'm Amy, and trust me, you won't want to miss how this story ends. 3 years ago, life was perfect. I had just landed my dream job as a senior software engineer at Tax Solutions, married my college sweetheart, Derek, and moved into our dream house in the suburbs. My brother James loved teasing me about living the so-called American dream. Look at my baby sister killing it. Next thing you know, it'll be a white picket fence and 2.5 kids. Very funny, James. Maybe focus on your own love life for once. My best friend, Sarah, was just as thrilled. During our usual coffee catch-up, she gushed over my wedding photos for the 100th time. Girl, you and Derek looked absolutely perfect together. Barbara, my mother-in-law, was just as pleased, though with her, it was more about Derek. Amy, darling, you must let Derek handle the finances. Men are just better with numbers. I nearly choked on my coffee. Barbara, I literally write code for banking systems. Thank God for Emma, Derek's sister. She rolled her eyes. Mom, stop. Amy's probably better with money than all of us combined. If only I had seen the warning signs sooner. It started small. Derek questioning my purchases despite the fact that I earned more than him. $150 at Target. What could you possibly need? Groceries, and some office supplies for work. You should run these things by me first. Then came the joint account drama. We should combine everything. That's what married couples do. I agreed, partially. We merged our regular checking accounts, but I kept my personal savings separate. That's when things got weird. He started checking our joint account daily, questioning every transaction. One night, after a brutal day at work, I caught him going through my phone. What are you doing? Just trying to find that receipt you mentioned on your banking app. Even Sarah noticed the shift. Amy, is everything okay? Derek seems different. He's just stressed about work. Are you sure that's all it is? I hesitated before finally confiding in her. I've been putting aside 20% of my salary, just in case. Smart girl. Does Derek know? No, and I'd like to keep it that way. Emma picked up on it too. During a family dinner, she pulled me aside while Derek was deep in conversation with Barbara. Hey, you okay? I've noticed Derek's been weird about money lately. That obvious. Let's just say I recognize the behavior. Keep your guard up, okay? I had no idea how much worse things were about to get. But at least I had my safety net, $50,000 tucked away where Derek couldn't touch it. Sometimes a little paranoia pays off. Then came the night that changed everything. A quiet Sunday dinner, lasagna fresh out of the oven. And then Derek dropped the bomb. We need to talk about combining all our accounts. We already discussed this. My savings stay separate. Come on, Amy. Don't you trust me? I'm your husband. This isn't about trust. It's about independence. His fist hit the table, making the silverware clatter. Independence? We're married. There's no such thing as separate money. Lower your voice. What's really going on here? His eyes darkened. I need access to that account. Now. Something in his voice sent a chill down my spine. Why, Derek? What's so urgent? My savings. That's when he confessed. I owe some people money, important people. My stomach dropped. What people? How much? He hesitated. About 70,000. The air left my lungs. Gambling. Just give me your savings. I can win it back. I stared at him. You're insane if you think. I never finished the sentence. The plate flew past my head, shattering against the wall. A sharp sting. Warmth trickled down my cheek. I stood frozen. Blood dripped onto my shirt. Derek's eyes widened. Look what you made me do. If you just cooperate. I bolted. Straight to the bathroom. Locked the door with shaking hands and dialed Sarah. I need help. Can you come get me? Amy? What happened? Are you okay? He threw a plate at me. I'm bleeding. Her voice turned sharp. Take pictures. Document everything. I'm on my way. But before Sarah arrived, someone else did. Barbara. Derek must have called her. She banged on the door. Amy, open this door. Stop being dramatic. Dramatic? He could have killed me. If you weren't so selfish with your money, this wouldn't have happened. Emma's voice cut through. Mom, stop. Amy, it's me and Sarah. Please open up. I cracked the door just enough for Sarah to slip inside. She didn't hesitate. Her phone was out, snapping pictures of my face. Emma whispered urgently. Listen to me. His ex-wife, Jenny, she didn't leave him for another man like he claimed. He drained her accounts, destroyed her credit. She had to move back in with her parents. I swallowed hard. Sarah helped me clean up while I called James. What do you mean he threw a plate at you? I'll kill him. No, James. I need somewhere to stay. Pack a bag. I'm coming to get you. Sarah glanced at me. He's still out there. Emma and I will handle Derek. You slip out through the bathroom window. James can pick you up at the corner. From the kitchen, Derek and Barbara's voices grew louder. She's overreacting. I didn't mean to. Shut up, Derek. You're lucky if she doesn't press charges. I reached under the sink, grabbing the emergency bag Sarah had insisted I packed months ago. Passport, cash, essentials. My hands trembled as I unlatched the window. Your sister always was a gold digger, Barbara spat at Emma. Our brother-in-law is an abusive gambling addict, and you're defending him. Their voices faded as I climbed out. James was waiting, engine running. Get in, you're staying with me until this is sorted out. As we pulled away, my phone vibrated nonstop. Derek. Baby, I'm sorry. Please come back. We can work this out. I turned off my phone. There was no going back. At James's house, my hands shook as I logged into our bank accounts. No. That's impossible. James peered over my shoulder. What's wrong? He cleaned out everything. Our joint savings, checking, even our vacation fund. Almost 40 grand. Gone. James grabbed his phone. I'm calling the police. 2 officers arrived within the hour. Officer Martinez took photos of my face while Officer Chen asked questions. When exactly did the incident occur? Around 6. I have photos, timestamped. Then Sarah and Emma arrived, bringing something else with them. Emma pulled out her phone. I've been documenting Derek's behavior for months. Screenshots, weird messages, recordings of him yelling about money. And look at this. Jenny sent me everything. Bank statements, credit reports, all showing the same pattern of financial abuse. Sarah turned to the officers. Can we submit these as evidence? Officer Chen nodded. Absolutely. This helps establish a pattern. Then my phone buzzed. Barbara. How dare you humiliate my son like this? He provides everything for you, you ungrateful little. Emma scoffed. Mom's telling everyone you're a money-hungry liar trying to ruin Derek's life. She's even calling your job. What? My stomach twisted. Sarah didn't hesitate. I'm calling Mark from HR. 20 minutes later, Mark confirmed new security measures. Derek won't get near you at work. His photo is already distributed to security. You take all the paid leave you need. Work remotely. We've got your back. Officer Martinez returned with paperwork. Here's your temporary restraining order. He can't come within 500 feet of you or your workplace. What about the money he stole? Document everything for your divorce lawyer. Sarah smirked. Already handled. My cousin Anna is the best divorce attorney in the state. She's meeting us tomorrow. Then another text from Derek. You're really getting the cops involved. After everything I've done for you, you're nothing without me. Emma's phone pinged. Jenny says he did the same thing to her. First the control, then the violence. She's willing to testify. James paced, furious. He's been sending me threats too. Says he'll find you no matter what. Officer Chen nodded. Save everything. Each threat strengthens your case. Sarah wrapped an arm around me. We're not letting him get away with this. Officer Martinez spoke. The hearing for a permanent restraining order is next week. Between the photos, witness statements, and his threats, he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Then Emma's phone pinged again. Great. Mom's telling the whole family you're having a mental breakdown and Derek's the real victim. Sarah rolled her eyes. Let her talk. We have actual evidence. I caught my bruised reflection in the window. 3 years of marriage, ending like this. But as I looked at the people rallying around me, I realized something. I wasn't alone. And Derek? He had no idea what was coming. I was finally settling into my new routine at James's house when, bang, bang, bang. The pounding at the door jolted me awake. 2 a.m. Amy, I know you're in there. Just give me 5 minutes. James grabbed his phone. I'm calling 911. You're ruining everything. Derek's voice was raw, desperate. All I need is the money to fix this. Headlights flooded the driveway. Sarah's car. She had been staying over that week. She stepped out, voice sharp. Step away from the door, Derek. Cops are already on their way. Derek spun toward her, rage twisting his face. You turned my wife against me, you meddling. Then, sirens. 2 patrol cars screeched to a halt. Hands where we can see them. They cuffed him just as Barbara's car screeched to a stop. What are you doing to my son? She shrieked, stumbling out. Amy, stop this madness. Officer Chen stepped between us. Ma'am, step back. Your son violated a restraining order. Derek thrashed as they loaded him into the squad car. Amy, you can't do this to me. But I already had. The courthouse. The next morning, Anna laid out our case with ruthless efficiency: assault, harassment, financial abuse, violating a court order. He's looking at serious time. Barbara cornered me outside the courtroom, her voice low and urgent. He's your husband, Amy. You can't do this to him. I met her gaze. Like he did to Jenny. Her lips thinned. That was different. Emma stepped between us. Save it, Mom. I'm testifying against him today. Inside, Emma's words cut like knives. He bragged about bankrupting Jenny, said any woman who wouldn't share her money didn't deserve to keep it. Derek's face turned purple. You're my sister. How could you? Emma didn't even blink. You threw a plate at her head. How could you? The judge wasn't impressed by Derek's tantrum. Mr. Thompson, control yourself, or I'll have you removed. By afternoon, the verdict was in. Derek got 18 months for assault and violating the restraining order. His company fired him the same day. Turns out, they had a zero-tolerance policy for domestic violence convictions. Outside the courthouse, Barbara made one last attempt. He's getting help. Anger management, gambling addiction therapy. Just talk to him. I smiled coldly. Like Jenny talked to him. No thanks. 3 months later, the divorce was finalized. Anna shredded his pathetic attempts to claim my savings, the separate account, never marital property, and with the documented abuse, I got everything. The house, my full savings, half of what he stole from our joint accounts. Sarah hosted a freedom party at her place. James, Emma, even Jenny came. Sarah lifted her glass to Amy, who saved herself and got justice. Jenny hugged me tight. Thank you for doing what I couldn't. You survived him. That's what matters. Emma glanced at her phone and laughed. Mom's posting Bible quotes about forgiveness again. James smirked. How's Derek enjoying prison? His cellmate doesn't appreciate his temper tantrums as much as Mom did. Laughter filled the room, warm and unshakable. I looked around at the people who stood by me. My brother, who gave me shelter. My best friend, who never doubted me. My sister-in-law, who chose truth over family loyalty. Jenny, whose warning helped save me. I couldn't have done this without you all. Sarah refilled our glasses to freedom, justice, and keeping our own damn money. As we toasted, I felt something I hadn't in years. Peace. Derek thought he'd break me, but all he did was make me stronger. And my savings? Still growing, still mine, and now completely untouchable. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's living well. With a restraining order and a great support system. What would you do? If you discovered your spouse was tracking your finances and hiding a gambling addiction, how would you handle it? Was Amy right to keep her savings account secret from the beginning, or should married couples always have complete financial transparency? Let's talk in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to hear more real stories about overcoming toxic relationships.